Welcome to SRAM Technical Communication. Today, we will be guiding you through the remote assembly bleed procedure for the Reverb Height Adjust seat post. Let's get started by taking a look at the materials and tools you will need in order to complete this service procedure. A T10 Torx, a T25 Torx, a torque wrench with a T10 torque socket, a torque wrench with a T25 torque socket, RockShox 2.5 weight suspension fluid, a RockShox Reverb bleed kit. To protect your eyes and hands, wear safety glasses and nitrile gloves throughout the entire service process. To clean up during and after this service procedure, you will need an oil pan, isopropyl alcohol, and a lint-free rag. Before you begin any service of your Reverb seat post, you'll want to be sure that you have all of the proper replacement parts. Reverb service kits can be found in the RockShox Spare Parts Catalog, which is available online at www.sram.com. Important! Some service procedures can be performed by clamping the bicycle into a bike stand without having to remove the seat post from the bicycle. To clamp a Reverb-equipped bicycle into a bike stand, loosen the seat post binder bolt or quick release at the frame. Raise the seat post to the minimum insertion line. Then tighten the seat post binder bolt, or quick release, to the frame manufacturer's recommendation. Do not exceed 6.7 Newton meters, or 60 inch-pounds. Clamp the seat post into the bike stand just below the top cap. Do not clamp the seat post by the top cap or allow the hose to be clamped, as this may damage the seat post. Push the remote actuator to extend the seat post to its full height. Clamp the bicycle into a bike stand. Turn the speed adjuster on the remote counterclockwise to the full slow position, which is opposite the direction of the arrow printed on the speed adjuster. Orient the bike so that the remote is higher than the top of the saddle. Use a T25 Torx to loosen the remote clamp bolt, then rotate the remote so that the bleed screw is at the highest point on the remote. Retighten the clamp bolt just enough to prevent the remote assembly from rotating on the handlebar. Place an oil pan on the floor directly beneath the remote. Fill a RockShox Reverb bleed syringe 1/4 full of RockShox 2.5 weight oil. Hold the syringe with the tip pointed up. Place a rag around the tip and slowly push any air bubbles out of the syringe. Use a T10 Torx to remove the bleed screw on the remote. Thread the syringe into the remote bleed port. While holding the syringe upright, gently pull up on the syringe plunger and push the remote actuator at the same time. Then push on the syringe plunger, which will in turn extend the remote actuator. This will force oil into the remote. Cycle the syringe plunger and remote actuator through this process until no more air bubbles transfer from the remote to the syringe. Complete the bleed with a firm push on the syringe plunger that leaves the remote actuator fully extended. Unthread the syringe from the remote. Use a T10 Torx to thread the bleed screw into the bleed port and tighten it to 1.7 Newton meters or 15 inch-pounds. Use a T25 Torx to loosen the remote clamp bolt. Rotate the remote to the desired position on the handlebar. Tighten the remote clamp bolt to 5 to 6 Newton meters, or 43 to 52 inch-pounds. Spray isopropyl alcohol on the remote and clean it with a lint-free rag. Turn the speed adjuster to the desired setting. Remove the bicycle from the bike stand. Set the seat post to the desired height, then tighten the seat post binder bolt, or quick release, to the frame manufacturer's recommendation. Do not exceed 6.7 Newton meters, or 60 inch-pounds. This completes the Reverb remote assembly bleed procedure.